There was no battle, no rebellion, no blood on the floor. The most important transfer of power in history happened quietly. It happened the day continuity was interrupted and replaced with symbols. Before crowns, power was visible because it endured. You could see it growing. You could measure it without language. Time lived on the body. But continuity had a weakness. It could not be accelerated. You could not rush it. You could not fake it. You could not inherit it overnight. And power hates waiting. So authority searched for a substitute, something instant, something transferable, something removable. That was the crown. The crown did not grow. It appeared. It did not require patience, only permission. For the first time, power no longer had to be proven over time. It only had to be agreed upon. This was the real revolution. Not gold, not jewels, not thrones, but the idea that authority could be placed instead of earned. Crowns solved a dangerous problem. They allowed weak men to rule. They allowed short lives to dominate long histories. They allowed interruption to masquerade as continuity. Once crowns existed, time became optional. A boy could rule elders. A fool could command sages. A stranger could own a people. All because something sat on the head. This is why crowns were sacred, not spiritually, strategically. You could not question the crown without threatening the system itself, because if the crown was removable, so was authority. Continuity had never needed enforcement. Crowns did. That is why rituals multiplied. Coronations, oaths, ceremonies. The more fragile the authority, the louder the performance. Crowns were not symbols of strength. They were compensations for its absence. And something else changed that day. Time stopped being visible. Hair was hidden, covered, controlled. The body was no longer allowed to show duration, only rank. History was replaced with hierarchy. From that moment on, power no longer asked, "How long have you lasted?" It asked, "Who placed you here?" That single shift reordered civilization. Loyalty replaced endurance. Obedience replaced patience. Recognition replaced respect. And crowns became the proof. But continuity never disappeared. It was only pushed underground, into traditions, into bloodlines, into memory. That is why crowns are never enough on their own. They must be guarded, displayed, defended. Because somewhere beneath the metal, time is still growing. And time does not recognize appointment. This is why rulers obsess over succession, why dynasties fear decay, why legitimacy is constantly questioned. Crowns can be stolen, time cannot. Even today, power still relies on placement, titles, positions, badges, verification. But instinctively, we still trust continuity more. We listen longer to those who endured. We respect those who lasted quietly. We follow those who were not installed. That instinct is older than crowns. And that is the threat authority has never resolved. The day crowns replaced continuity, power gained speed, but it lost truth. In the next episode, we expose who paid the price first. Servants were always shaved first. If this felt uncomfortably accurate, it is because interruption always leaves scars. Subscribe to continue unlocking the architecture of power. Comment, can authority exist without time? Share this with someone who understands that real power is slow. This is Primelock. The fifth lock is open.